Hey guys, what's going on? Today is the first day working again after Chinese holiday. I'm in Sanya, tropical island here, biggest island in China, I believe. There's a Lamborghini in front of me, Mercedes-Benz. A lot of rich people here, I don't know. And yeah, I'm heading back to Shanghai tomorrow, but that's my last day to enjoy in Sanya. So I'm here at this really, empty park here. Let's talk. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sanya, my last day here. And before I was just working on a bunch of stuff, never had really time preparing for the work after Chinese New Year. But that's the only time I have today. So I'm dedicating all my time to debunk Western media, and today we're talking about Pompeo and this Xinjiang issues. Pompeo actually issued like a statement about all these issues in Xinjiang. About he claimed there's a genocide, rape, and all that stuff. All these lies. He's the master of. He actually said it publicly. We cheat, we lie, we steal. But anyways, we're gonna go to a park and talk into details about this. I actually saw some homeless people here at the bridge. There's a bridge down here, and I saw actually homeless people. And I haven't actually seen a lot of homeless people here in China, especially. I thought I got rid of all of them. It was in bigger city and small city I didn't see, but actually in Sanya under a bridge, there's a bunch of homeless people. It reminds me of San Francisco and LA and all these places. Lots of homeless people living on the bridges and stuff. It's kind of amazing. When you see, I haven't really seen a lot of homeless people, but that's the only time probably I've seen homeless people here. And but it's you have a lot of homeless people living under these type of conditions, but to see it in China is pretty rare. So you get to sit. So let's talk about Pompeo and Xinjiang. So he released all these statements about genocide, rape, and concentration camps, and all that human rights crap, And lately, I've seen a lot of people, like ordinary people, coming out of, and posting their stuff on YouTube and on TikTok, on people from Xinjiang basically coming out. But I'm not sure if these people I wouldn't say paid actors or stuff. So maybe this is just a reaction towards these media aggression from the West. Basically these are counterattacks, whether they're paid by the government or actually citizens or people just like me coming out and debunking the West. Saying that all these Western reports are just garbage, basically, because they are, like BBC, CNN. A lot of people are also coming out, I think a few YouTubers now, they're living in China, making kind of comedies, basically mocking them, basically saying, how they twist the narratives and stuff. I think this is what they actually do, Every story, regular story, just walking around here, when it's peaceful, it's nice here, they can actually turn it into very negative, It's oh shit, there's no people here. It's the city is devastated here by the coronavirus. Nobody's coming out here. Look at all the brown leaves here. It's in decay. Everything is dying here. It's terrible. There's fences around here, and then they just put some filters on the video and make it look like very grim and with the music and stuff, then they get you. Okay. And then recently there's been a lot of people, citizens in Xinjiang coming out. I'm gonna put like a link, all these links. They don't really have a lot of subscribers, like a lot of them, these channels. But then you can just, you know, I follow all of them, so just to fuck with like people, you know, like I just follow them just to get the algorithm, you know, to get all the proper content to me instead of, you know. I noticed that when after watching like every like videos like the pro China YouTuber, it follows like when I don't click on it when I don't click on anything, like it follows with NBC, always NBC about like the broadcast. I don't know why. So the algorithm, it's faulty already. Okay, let me show you. There's nobody here except for that kid walking around. It's pretty nice, so I can talk. So where was I at? Yeah, basically they're just rerouting your algorithm to like very typical American content, you know. I don't know why, because most of my content like very specifically like pro-China and stuff, but it ends up like CNN, NBC stuff, you know, when I don't click on the content. So yeah, so I'm gonna put all these links of these people and you can just subscribe, and hopefully you can get more proper content from Xinjiang. Like even if you what was I gonna say, when you Google like anything about Xinjiang, about anything about China, is very all this negative content, like thousands of them, you know. I would say like 90% is like negative, and maybe 5 or 10% of the content is like the regular, like factual content is from CTGN and some other alternative channels. And only lately there's been, you know, maybe an increase of 5% of like regular content, from maybe before it was like what, 95% like anti-China, like negative content. Now you have maybe like at least like 10 15% of regular content on YouTube now. So that's actually a good counter attack of what the local media does. And actually thanks to a lot of YouTube is like coming out and reporting from China, so it has gotten better now. So that's good, and you have to do this, because if you don't do anything and leave it all up to the Western media, you can actually very easily like brainwash pretty much everybody. And you see like the Chinese market, people here, they're not that developed yet in the market, and people are very, very naive, you know, when it comes to Western cultures. They've never been there, don't know anything about it. They only hear all these nice things about America, Europe and stuff. They don't know jack. They don't know shit about. Just like Americans or Europeans don't know shit about China, you know. Same thing. But I think, you know, you have the opposite, you know. Americans, they only know all the bad stuff about China, and Chinese people know only the good stuff about Western culture and stuff. And that's where you have this problem, you know, very opposite problems, you know. And it can be pretty dangerous to China, you know, when it comes to this media wars and stuff. There's so much of brainwash thing going on that they tend to believe, you know, when you don't know a place or not educated about anything, you tend to believe whatever people tell you, you know. But back to the Xinjiang issue real quick. I saw a lot of actually Xinjiang people. I mean, most people that moved here are like from Xinjiang and from eastern part of China. Is that east? Yeah. It's all from the colder regions, because I don't blame them. It's like during the winter, it's freaking cold. Anybody will come here, moved here. It's so nice here during the winter time. And so there's a lot of Xinjiang people here. They have their restaurants, and I see them just like regular people, you know, here. The restaurants, and I see them at the beach, like dancing around and people. And every time I watch the Western media, sometimes like bashing China about human rights issues and all the allegations like about rape and genocide, human rights and all that shit. That made me think like, man, what are these people reporting? Are they nuts or what, man? I mean, trust me, this Pompeo guy is like the best salesperson you can ever get. You know, if you ever get the chance to hire this fatso, you should. This guy, he probably worked in the tobacco industry prior, so he can lie like nobody else. This guy is a champion, you know, Pompeo. And yeah, there's just Xinjiang people all here, you know, live just like anybody else, you know. And I don't know why they get special privilege, you know, like all the affirmative action Xinjiang people, when there's like tons of different, you know, minorities, you know. You know, if it were like come to like minority status, I would be minority too, because like Cantonese people, they speak a very different Chinese, and so I could claim too like some minority rights and stuff, affirmative action. So if I have shitty grades, you know, I can claim he's Cantonese. Yeah, he should be getting into better schools with a lower GPA, you know. Yeah, I guess it's the minority status is like when you're not like ethnic Han, then you are a minority. So Cantonese people are considered as Han people, but then they speak actually I think for me it's a very different language. Even like Wenzhounese, they speak a very different language. Like you don't even understand a word what they say. So yeah, I don't understand why certain ethnic groups, you know, have this special minority status. And I think you have to know the reason why Pompeo and the US you know, make so much fuss about like Xinjiang. It's because of the BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, because like Xinjiang goes through this former Silk and Road trade that used to go through this route, and now it's called BRI. So they're trying to do as much damage as possible to destabilize China in that specific region, like wherever they can, Tibet, Hong Kong, Taiwan, just destabilize. Do you think Pompeo, this fatso, really cares about Chinese people or you or anybody else? No, he's a businessman. You know, if he really cares about Muslims or Chinese people, if they claim, you know, he always claims, you know, the Chinese people are very hardworking, you know, loving people, but it's the government that's so evil, you know. Yeah, that's so evil. Government, look, they build all this stuff here, you know, the parks and stuff for people to enjoy. I mean, look at your home, Pompeo. Your home full of homeless people, and the streets were full of potholes, lots of crimes, you know. Gosh, there's tons of problems, you know. You should take care of these people, you know, instead of criticizing, you know, foreign countries, people that you barely know about, and Muslim that you know, bomb the shit out of, you know, in the Middle East. So you should shut the fuck up, Pompeo, you know. Maybe you should eat less, Pompeo. This guy, Pompeo, claims, you know, he would care so much about Chinese people, about the Xinjiang people, so much that he wants to bring like freedom and all that shit, you know, inside. But I think you should care first about your people at home. They don't have enough food to eat. They don't have a proper home. Give them a proper home first before you say anything. You sleep on the streets, downtown LA, San Francisco, Tenderloin, lots of crazy people who don't have a home, unemployed. You should really help these people first before you criticize anybody else, Mind your own business, Jesus. Or maybe learn some Chinese. Maybe that helps, Like these foreign experts, they should actually learn some Chinese. Maybe then they understand some words. Yeah, that's it about. I don't want to give too much attention to Pompeo because he's on his way out and he's trying to create as much damage as possible for the next administration. I mean, for the current administration. And yeah, I don't know. Just a little side note. I don't want to get into that. I think Biden's gonna have a hard time because Trump and all these warmongers already created this image of China so bad, the evil image about China. So all Biden can do is just to kind of, even though he doesn't want to, he needs to continue to portray China as the enemy, so he needs to continue, portraying China as the evil government around the world, and maybe like slowly introduce like positive notes on it, so to stop that bleeding. So this is what Biden's gonna do. Even during the Chinese New Year, now they have all this political correctness crap. They don't say Chinese New Year, they say Lunar Year. Lunar Year refers mostly, I would say, to Chinese people, and Vietnam has it on a different date. It's called Tet, but the only reason I did it on a different date is because they don't want to associate with Chinese. Now they're saying like Lunar New Year because they don't want to associate with China. Now there's all this like political correctness. Now they can't even say like publicly like anything but China or Chinese. That's how ridiculous it has gotten, to a point. Kamala Harris came out and keeps saying like, oh, it's a Lunar New Year's like for the Asian American. It doesn't say a single word of like China and Chinese, when probably I would say like 80% of people in America that celebrate this Lunar New Year is like Chinese people, So it's kind of like ignoring it,